So this problem says, if with the function f of x equals 1 over x plus 5, does the intermediate value theorem, which is below, guarantee that f of c equals 0 on the interval from -1 to 1? And how do you know this? And if it does, find the value. So the intermediate value theorem says that if we have a continuous function on a closed interval, then that function will obtain every value between f of a and f of b. So think of it like this. If you have a graph like this, and here's a, and here's b. So this point is b, f of b, right? This point is a, comma, f of a. Somewhere between here, every value between f of a and f of b, every one of these values here will be obtained. That's what the intermediate value theorem says. Every value will be obtained between those. So what we need to do is find out, first of all, is it continuous? Is it continuous from -1 to +1? That's the first question. And look at this graph. What is this graph? Where is this graph not defined?
-5.
Right, at x equals -5, you've got a vertical asymptote. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember vertical asymptotes? So that's not a problem, right? So that part of it we're good. Now we have to figure out if what f of -1 is and what f of +1 is. So let's just plug those in. F of -1 is 1 over -1 plus 5, which is 1/4. And f of 1 is 1 over +1 plus 5, which is +1/6. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what the intermediate, look at the bottom again, what the intermediate value theorem says that this function will obtain every value between 1/4 and 1/6. In other words, this is 1/6 and this is 1/4. So the question is, does f of c equal 0 based upon the intermediate value theorem? Is there gonna be some value where it equals 0? Does the intermediate value theorem guarantee that? It doesn't, because 0 isn't between 1/4 and 1/6. If one of the values was negative and one of them was positive, we could say yes, it guarantees one, but it does not. So the answer is no, no. And how do you know this? Because 0 is not between f of -1 and f of 1. You can even be more specific. F of -1, which is 1/4, and f of +1, which is 1/6. So it doesn't guarantee it. Doesn't mean that it can't reach it, right? But it just doesn't guarantee it, the intermediate value theorem.